Attention! Michael's Wednesday Game Day rants are not reviews and may contain spoilers. You have been warned. Ever won a game that's so jarring it makes you question whether you can even finish it? A game that leaves you gasping for breath with sweaty palms and a racing heartbeat? A game where you dread completing an action because you know what's coming next and you just can't stop it. Well, you're in luck because some really sick and twisted minds created that game, and it's called Madison. I'm Michael. It's Wednesday, so that must mean it's game day. Let the game rant begin. Madison is the most terrifying game that I've ever played. I've yet to play the mortuary assistant, so this opinion might change, but for now, it stands as number one. What makes it so terrifying, you ask? Well, everything. Madison does everything right. It nails all the aspects that all other horror games strive to achieve. Its setting and atmosphere are downright frightening. The premise, you being possessed with a demon who is compelling you to finish a ritual, is unnerving. Even the way the camera tilts as you walk is unnatural and off putting. The beginning of the game, which finds you waking up in a locked room with no memory, we've seen that before, is shockingly effective in the fact that your father is yelling and hammering his fist on the door, cursing and threatening you. At first you think, okay, well, now I know who the main bad guy is, right? Well, that's where it goes kind of creepy. He vacillates between quiet whimpers and loud, almost thunderous yells. The truly hair-raising aspect of this is that he's blaming you for all the misery which is befalling your family. And you, as the character, can't quite figure out if he's right or not. You see, terror comes in many forms. There's unknown fears, there's unexpected frights. They all take their toll. But when a game questions whether you are even doing the right thing by continuing to play, that's where true horror separates itself. Let's get back to the game and how you play. It's a first person game which has you going through a house, simultaneously discovering the truth through notes and newspaper clippings, among other things, all the while solving some fairly frightening puzzles. The one where you're in the basement with a walkie talkie and you have to move around until you get to the signal, that is nightmare inducing, to say the least. Oh, yeah, and there's taking pictures. I forgot to mention, you have an instant camera, and you have to take pictures and then shake, shake, shake it like a Polaroid picture to reveal the secrets only the camera can show you. But not only is this a great gimmick, which leads to some actual nail biting tense moments where you know you have to take a picture, but putting the thing up to the character's face gives you a feeling of helplessness and vulnerability that most horror games only wish they could conjure. But it also reminds you of games like Fatal Frame, where long ago you discovered making players do a task that obscures the player's vision leads to some torturing and spine chilling experiences. This is why the aforementioned mortuary assistant might take the cake for some type of devilish, devilishly frightening mechanics. The entire game is one long list of chores designed to have you look down or do a task that takes your eyes off the very spot you'll inevitably be hit with a fright. Madison does this through a longer and more open environment, and so its horrors are spaced out. That doesn't mean that it doesn't have dread. Dread keeps you going on, and it keeps you on your toes. But it also makes you hesitate when tasked with a simple walk down a hallway or through a crawl space. The non horror games that have these areas aren't scary, and they often have a sense of wonder when you do that task. But in Madison, the tension and foreboding is so neatly and tightly woven into the game that you can't help but feel hesitant, near petrified, going down some avenues. Now, I played this alone in the dark with headsets firmly on. In fact, I bought headsets precisely for this game. Sound is a key element in horror games, and Madison delivers that in spades. Nothing is more jarring than just wandering around and hearing something just out of sight. It could be behind you, or it could be past that wall, but there's always something there, and you sense it, you feel it, because you hear it. But this rant is getting long enough. Some notes. Developed by Bloodiest Games, Madison launched on most platforms on July 8th, 2022, and later for the Nintendo Switch on August 26th, 2022. It's also available on Nintendo Switch, Microsoft Windows through Steam and GOG, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5. My thoughts are based on playing the Xbox Series X version. The video was captured on Xbox Series X using OBS. Final thoughts. This game is horrifically frightening, splendidly terrifying, mercilessly alarming, and altogether chilling. In a word, scary.